Welcome back to State Church. Pastor Will Marotti with you here. John Rowland was filling in for Ray today, so he's off this afternoon. But we've got some great topics to talk about, and see we got some callers already. Hang on there, guys. We're going to get to you. But first, we have an already scheduled guest we want to talk to, and he is a great candidate for the 5th District here in Connecticut, Justin Bernier. Hey, Justin, welcome back to State Church.
Hey, thanks for having me.
For just the few folks that may not be familiar with you, let me just say you are a native of Connecticut. You are a veteran. You've served a term in Afghanistan. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You're a husband, a father, and someone who loves our country.
Yeah, all those things, all the above.
Well, here we go again. President Obama today has given his new debt reduction plan, raising new taxes and targeting what he claims to be the wealthy. And he's already been accused of class warfare on this. He's saying it's not class warfare, it's math. What do you think?
Well, this is another example of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
A lot of these taxes are tied to the Obamacare program, and this is when we start to see these real big increases come up. Now, in a lot of states, we may not be talking about the middle class for some of these taxes, but we have such a high cost of living in Connecticut that these taxes are going to fall squarely on the shoulders of the middle class in Connecticut. And that's a huge problem because, as we know, middle-class families right now in Connecticut aren't doing great because our wages are actually going down while the cost of everything from food to gasoline to housing is just going right through the roof.
Yeah. And to your point, it seems like, listen, we've already tried this. We tried Stimulus 1. That was a colossal failure. Now we got the Jobs Act. And by the way, I don't know if you heard about this, but the president is wanting to establish a new Jobs Act czar and allow that to bypass congressional approval so that he's only answerable to the White House. But now we're going to raise more taxes, and we're going to expect that somehow miraculously the economy is going to turn around. It just does sound an awful lot like more of the same, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks terrible. It feels terrible. It feels like the Red Sox slide right now. There's nothing we can do about it.
Let's not bring that up.
It seems to be happening. Yeah, I know. But, it's deja vu all over again. And the president had a real opportunity here to try to do some pro-growth measures that were going to pull this country out of this deep recession that we're in. And it's a missed opportunity. I think what he should have done is focused on an all-of-the-above energy policy to get our energy industry going, focus on real health care reforms that are going to lower costs for everybody, not just rearrange the financing, and really get government spending down so that we can do some targeted tax reductions in key places to get manufacturing going, to get the business world going again, so that we can grow our way out of all these problems instead of trying to just spend our way out of them.
Well, and that's the thing, Joe. He's quick to say, the president's quick to say, well, we can't just cut our way out of this problem. But then he offers no substantial cuts and goes right to tax increases. I mean, I think a lot of Republicans, I think a lot of conservatives would at least be willing to consider tax increases if we had some legitimate cuts brought to the table, which they don't seem to have any.
Oh, sure, and most of the Republicans I talk to, especially in Connecticut, we know we have to close those loopholes that are out there. But those loopholes are not the big spending items that we can go after and really cut a lot of fat out of the government there. We need to have more tax revenue, but the best way to do that is through more taxpayers, not more taxes.
Right, more revenue to the people is the best way to go. The other thing too that I don't hear him talking a lot about, and I guess because he doesn't believe in it, is cutting regulation. I've got a story here that says that in the United States, it costs more than $10,500 per employee for the nation's companies to comply with all the federal regulations and in fact, since 2009, federal regulations impacting small businesses have increased 11%.
Yeah, I mean, this is great if you're a lawyer or an accountant in that field, but for everybody else, it raises the cost of production and makes it more difficult to live in a place like Connecticut.
And as we're hearing from Sikorsky Aircraft, jobs that may be lost here are being lost for that reason. It's just too expensive to do business in the state.
That's right. We really need a big approach to this, and that's why the president's speech pretty much fell flat because people were really hoping for something big. And I'm out there talking to small businessmen, people that are in real estate, and they were really holding on to hope that there would be something big in there that would get things going. And really, it's just more of the same. And that's disappointing because Republicans don't want to see this recession to go on forever. This doesn't solve any problems. It's not good for America. We'd like to get a plan out there that's going to grow the economy and increase taxes in places like closing those loopholes. But at the end of the day, what we've got from Obama is just more of the same.
Well, it's a pretty sad day when this morning, I guess on MSNBC, Chuck Todd, who's hardly a conservative, was asked whether or not he thought the Obama tax package would have some relative success. And before he could speak, he laughed out loud. So,
yeah, there's a poll out just recently that shows that liberals are turning on Obama themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know what his base is at this point, but he's in a lot of trouble, and that's really good news for the Connecticut Republicans because we've got an opportunity to come roaring back to life in this state, not just because Obama's agenda for jobs is a complete failure, but because Dan Malloy's taxes and Dan Malloy's agenda for Connecticut isn't working either. I mean, the two are very closely associated. I mean, they both rely on a lot of spending and not a lot of economic growth.
All right, Justin, I've got to let you go. I've got a break here, but I want to thank you for coming back. Candidate for the 5th District here in Connecticut, Justin Bernier. Please come back. We'd love to have you again.
Will do.